Bonjour, mon ami en français.
Bonjour, Johnny.
Unfortunately, that's about all the French I know, so I hope somebody's translating me well. Our friend here has asked me to share a couple of minutes with you about my testimony. As you can see, I'm in a wheelchair, and that's a result of a diving accident that happened many years ago, 20 years ago to be exact. And as you can also imagine, I was pretty irritated the first couple of years. I just could not understand, well, how a loving God could allow something like this to happen to me. But then again, you know what I mean, because you probably have asked the same question. You may not be in a wheelchair, but maybe you are frustrated with a difficult marriage, or your children are rebellious, or you are on the verge of real financial strain. We have all sorts of problems each and every day, and my problems are no different than yours. They just may be a little deeper. Well, for many years I laid in that hospital bed wondering why God allowed this to happen. I twisted his arm for many, many months. But finally I began to crack under the power and the pressure of other people's prayers. I can't explain it, the mystery of prayer. It's just that I knew people were praying. And these same people who prayed would come into the hospital and be so real with me. In other words, they didn't quote grocery lists of Bible verses. Instead, they brought in their guitars, they would sit on the edge of my bed, we would sing, we would play favorite record albums, they'd bring in magazines, they'd polish my nails, or just treat me like a real person. And because they did that, they won the right to be heard. And then when they started sharing things from God's Word, it made all the difference. I listened because they had credibility. There was validity to their words. There was real depth. And they had already backed up their faith with actions. So I cracked under the power of their love and their prayers. And then I began to read God's Word with real interest. Not with skepticism so much as I had done in months before, but with honest searching. No longer the searching of a clenched fist saying why, but the searching of an honest heart that said, okay God, tell me what's next. Well, I've just described for you in a couple of minutes what happened to me nearly 20 years ago. And in those 20 years since, I've learned so much more about the grace of God. I've learned that to accept a disability doesn't mean that you simply resign yourself to your problems. It doesn't mean that you submit yourself to your situation. To accept means to embrace the will of God, because we're told in Romans chapter 12 that God's will for us is good and it's acceptable and it's perfect. And we're told, I believe it's in 1 Peter chapter 4, 9 or 19, I'm not certain, that those of us who suffer in the flesh should commit ourselves to our faithful Creator and continue to do good. So if you're suffering today, whether it be with a severe disability like mine or not, commit yourself to your faithful Creator. That's trusting Him. And continue to do good. That's obeying Him. God bless you, and merci.
Au revoir, Johnny. Merci beaucoup.
Au revoir. Merci beaucoup.
Okay.
You guys finished? Oh, you're asking about it.